you doing?
Doing okay.
Good.
So, my question with dating, I'm back into the dating world. Kind of been out of it for a little while. After my ex took some time away, and I think I messed up yesterday because I went on a first date with this guy that I've been talking to for a little while. We had a great time. We started our date at 9:30 in the morning. We went bowling. Then after bowling, we went and got coffee. We went and we got food, and this date lasted until around 4 o'clock. But at the end of it, we did hook up, and he said he wanted to see me again. But now all of a sudden, the text messages are slowing down, and he's not really talking much. Does it seem like I kind of messed up by sleeping with him on the first date?
I wouldn't say that you messed up per se. Uh, ah! I'm sorry. Somebody put the. Anyway, I'm sorry for the emote. I wouldn't say you messed up, right? Because that probably was always his intention. Anyway, so all you did was speed up the timeline of that already happening.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So kind of expect to not hear from him,
I would,
or
considering that he's already slowed down the cadence of his response. Um, yeah, I would expect to not hear from him for sure.
okay, okay. Thank you.
No problem, love. You take care.
You too.
Buddy cracked at 4 p.m. You can't even call it a one night stand because it was still daytime. What would you call that? Crack before dinner. That's impressive. First link. That's impressive. A midday snack. That's what a midday snack. Yeah, we gotta come up with some new verbiage, don't we? Let me see. All right, we'll try it. Okay. Again, people, this is dating and relationship Q&A. So if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person, and I will bring you up. We'll talk about your issue. Okay? Samuel, what's going on, man? Samuel, are you there? Nope. Understood. Understood. How to let a toxic relationship go? Uh, I mean, you just gotta stop engaging with the person, right? You know, like you can't keep following them on social media, or like I wouldn't advise it. I would advise you creating as much distance as possible. So, not viewing their story, not following them on social media, certainly not talking to them in any way. I would move as if they do not exist. It's the best way to get over them. You have to stop investing any and all energy in that direction. So you let it go by taking your energy back, essentially. It makes sense. What's going on, Diamond? The vibe was just right. I'm not judging her. All right. I get it. I get it. That was an early date in general, though. Going bowling at 9 a.m.? What kind of bowling alleys open that early? They was in there bowling with kids. How can I learn to not be reactive to the games females play? What game, what games in particular are you referring to, Chief? Give me some specifics and I can advise. And I can advise. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person, request up. I will bring you up. You can also drop your question in the chat and I will answer it there until we get a caller. Whoa. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So, some advice
Mm-hmm.
slash opinion. um, I've been married for 10 years, have 3 beautiful children. Um, to me, relationship is all about communication and compromise.
Okay.
If you're not willing to meet and this goes for both, either party,
Right.
if they're not willing to meet each other where they are, that relationship ain't gonna go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you gotta learn how to communicate. It's the biggest thing that I've learned in my past is communication,
I'm
because
with
that
you.
can literally make or break a relationship.
I'm with you. Did you have a question pertaining to this?
Uh, not a question. It's just more advice.
Okay.
Something that I struggled with when I was younger, and trying to learn relationships and going through that. So, just advice.
Nice. Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. You have a good one. All right. Communication. We appreciate it, Haley. Appreciate your wisdom on communication. Do you believe there's a proper timeline for intimacy? Like physical intimacy? Well, Diamond, if we're talking me and you, no. I think immediately, if that's like us we're talking about. But if it's not us we're talking about, then I can't really say that there's a timeline per se. It's when the parties are ready, right? It also depends on what frame you're coming from. Coming from like a Christian frame, then obviously marriage. Coming from a worldly frame, then it's whenever you see fit. What's too fast? It's really up to you. It's really up to you. Like some women are like, if they go too fast, their fear is that the man will judge them. That is a valid fear. That does happen. But it's really dependent upon the man, to be honest with you. There are people who get into relationships after one night stands. I'm not encouraging that. I'm just saying it does happen. So it's really based on the parties at play. Guys will wait if they genuinely like you. True and false. Because that assumes that the guy, when he realizes that you're going to make him wait, even gives you enough of his time to even determine whether or not he likes you. Does that make sense? Like you kind of grow to like somebody. It's not like a immediate decision. So it just is a matter of that particular guy's willingness to get to know you in the first place. Um, what's up, CC? Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I wanted to make a comment
Okay.
because I can tell that there are a lot of young girls on here that are trying to figure out where they stand with these young men.
Okay.
If it doesn't feel good, it ain't good. You understand? And I think that we've gotten into a place to where women are not the prize anymore, but I don't want to be on the red pill, blue pill thing. But if he does not make you feel good and he does not make you feel wanted, he does not want you. And if you settle, you are going to make yourself absolutely miserable. You have to understand who it is that is. You have to make sure that you're aligned with the person that you're laying with or you're procreating with, and it's not just you doing something that's out of desperation, because the wrong decision.
Sorry, love. The moderators removed you because it's primarily for questions, and they made the decision to take you off. But appreciate the advice that you're giving to the young women out there. So no questions, just coached it tonight. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yo,
Hello.
what's going on, man?
So how you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Hello. You
Yep.
listen to me?
What's going on?
Yeah, I just want to know exactly. So what are you talking about? Because I already hear dating and relationship question and answer. I just got in and I will.
All right. Cece's on her job today. She's on her job today.
Oh my gosh, good. I'm
Hello.
glad you got me out of here.
What's
Can
going
you hear
on?
me?
I can. How are you?
Kind of going through it, but let me just get to the point.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure out this guy I was dating like in like 2021. We were both 21. We went to LA together. We had sleepovers, no sex. Everything was good. He liked me a lot, but I liked him too, but just not that much. Fast forward, we literally just had sex for the first time like about a week ago because
Yeah.
we both were in Miami, and he offered to take me to dinner, and we just like reconciled after all these years.
Uh-huh.
And then, mind you, this is probably TMI, but like it was raw, and he like kind of like nutted at me.
Oh,
I
wow.
took Plan B, yeah. But my thing is, after that, he kind of like ghosted me, and we didn't like text or talk. But he'll like watch my Instagram stories. So after like 3 days, I just like removed him from the stories because it's like, why the hell, you know, are you watching me and not talking? So
Right.
pretty much my question is, why do guys ghost after such like a intimate night?
I mean, because they got what they wanted, essentially.
Someone say your man come through. I mean, what the heck? Why not? I want to know.
I mean, let her speak her truth. And Maz, add her to the spreadsheet as well. So, yeah, I mean, if his intention was just to shoot the club up, then he's obviously going to do that, right? And then there's no reason to continue after that.
Mind you, like when we went to LA together and like when we were dating before, like in like 2021, he never like tried to like make a move like sexually. Like we just was cuddle and just like maybe kiss, but that's it. But now fast forward, you know, he like made a move, and I was like actually shocked. Like I didn't know. I thought we were just doing dinner, but things like escalated.
Things changed. You get that's 5 years. He's grown a lot. How old are you two?
We're both 25 now.
Okay, yeah, that was an experience. So when you met, y'all linked up the first time when he was 20.
Like 20. It was like 21. Yeah.
21? Okay, that's probably just pure inexperience.
Someone said, I see why he didn't pull out. What is that supposed to mean?
She pressure chat?
Yes, someone said y'all knew each other in the past. So yes, I'm saying we had so much good chemistry. Like we really just vibe. Like I never thought he would just like, you know, ghost me like that.
Right.
But what happened was like after 2 days, like I left him on Sunday, and then after 2 days, he was just watching my stuff, and I called him. He didn't answer, and then the next morning he texted like, "Oh, I've been streaming all day or whatever. I didn't see your text, but I feel like you're not interested." So I'm like, why the fuck is he trying to flip back on me like I'm not interested when you literally just haven't spoken to me in like 2 days?
So like after y'all did the deed, like he didn't reach out to you and you didn't reach out to him? You were kind of just waiting for him to...
Well, he lives in Arizona now, and I live back in New Jersey. So we just linked randomly like in Miami, and then we both had to fly out on, you know, Sunday or whatever. So yeah.
Okay,
So once
so...
I got home, he like checked. Like he was like, "Oh, I just got home. Like, what you doing?" But I was ready to sleep at that time. And then he texted me the next morning like, "Oh, I triple text you. Like, what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll sleep." But so like the day after we did talk, but then after that, no.
Okay, so wait,
So
so
always
he
in a rush.
triple texted you
Girl,
after?
that was not a fling. Oh my gosh, no, we never did anything until this year.
So he triple texted
Oh,
you...
should I be embarrassed? They're low-key like eating me up in the comments.
Yeah, you can't pay attention to the comments. So did he... You said he triple texted you after y'all had y'all moment, right?
We was making cute TikToks. We was all kissy in public. Like it was just like, bro, how can someone just do all this cute stuff and then just like not speak to you afterwards? Like, especially when we have like history and like we've always been like cool with each other, like no drama or nothing. You know?
Y'all were making TikToks like while you were in Miami?
Yeah, like all over each other as we was like boyfriend and girlfriend and stuff.
Gotcha. But you said he triple tested you. That's what I don't. That's what I want to focus
Yeah,
on.
he triple texted me because like I got home before him.
Okay.
Someone said he finished you. Anyway, what was I about to say? Yeah, once I got home, like I was just like tired and like trying to just process everything because I was like shocked, like the whole like sex thing or whatever.
Right.
So what's it? So the thing is, we did talk about him having girls because like one girl name was like sexy in his phone and she FaceTimed him like while we were together,
Right.
and I was like, well, I haven't seen you in years. Of course, you know you're gonna have people that you date. Same here, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, he might have looked at the whole like triple test situation of you not being responsive as you pulling back a little bit, so he, from his perspective, matched energy.
That's all you have to say. Literally matching energy. You don't think that's kind of immature?
You can call it what you want, but that's what it sounds like the situation is.
So why do you think he was like watching my Instagram stories and liking stuff, but not like actually texting me or calling my phone?
Yeah, I mean that could be immaturity, or it could be him trying to goad you into reaching out.
Oh my goodness. Well, it was that bad that I removed him from my Instagram so he can't just like watch me and stuff, you know? Because it's like, why would just watch me? That's like kind of weird, you know?
Why would it be bad? Like, did you have any further intentions with him? Were you trying to get into a relationship or something?
I wouldn't say that, but he was on like, oh yeah, like I'll just keep flying you back and forth to Arizona, or like I'll come there too, because like we both have money, we can afford it, whatever. So
Yeah.
it was like the whole long distance thing isn't bad, but I just didn't think he'll just like ghost me or like not talk to me and stuff like that, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, it sounds like y'all want one accord, so removing him from your IG is not necessarily a bad thing. It's probably best y'all both move on. But I think it was at the core of miscommunication, you know, especially him calling out the fact that he triple tested you. He said that for a reason. Like, you know, he said he triple tested you because he's like, what's
Someone said, "Girl, you're confused. Forgot what you want." He does not have any kids, guys.
yeah. So that's the situation, love. All right.
Well, thank you.
No problem. You have a good one.
Bye bye.
All right. Who else we got? Jackie. Let's see if Jackie's still here. I think she might have dropped. He just wanted to experience you. He thinks you're attractive. He hit. That's it. I don't think it's that simple. I think he texted her quite a few times, and she's used to not responding. She kind of has that temperament, from what I can tell in the conversation. Kind of very me focused, if that makes sense. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of empathy with that one. So, more than likely, did reach out. He didn't get a response, so he just pulled back due to the lack of reciprocation. Pressure, yeah, but I'm a big personality guy too. It's kind of a turn off, to be honest with you. Maz, false alarm for the spreadsheet. Okay, so see what's going on in your world, bro. CJ, what's new? I saw your story. You said you fumbled recently. What did you fumble? Share with the rest of the class. What's a spreadsheet? Don't worry about that, Mira. Let's not worry about that. It's on a need to know basis. Need to know basis. Sometimes pressure busts pipes. I don't remember. Okay, so must not have been a big fumble if you don't even remember what fumble I'm referring to. Okay, people, again, dating and relationship Q&A. If you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up. We'll discuss your issue. Or you can drop your question in the chat, and I will get to it there until we get another caller. Okay? Stay long enough, you'll know about the spreadsheet. I guess. Context clues would behoove you. No, I just didn't ask for the number. My brain went to air mode. Come on, see? You got to stop doing that. You mean you didn't ask for the number? That's the second time you forgot to ask somebody's number, man. You're disappointing your coach. I don't like that. I need shots. Shots going into the basket. You feel me? At least an attempt. That wasn't even a shot. Are you still recovering from you know who? Why would the man pull away after the date went well? Well, this is the first date, I'm assuming. How do you know the date went well? Could be kind of hard to read. It's the second date. Okay, that's better. Did he make any moves on you on the second date? Did he try to sleep with you? He did. And you turned him down, or was he successful? Mama Bear. He was successful? Okay, though, you have your answer then, love. His mission was accomplished. That's why he pulled away after the date. Some people in the chat, like, I just saw someone in the chat being like, I'll ask my question elsewhere. Listen, y'all have to be smarter than this. You see, there's a number of people here asking questions. Why do you think your question is somehow special? Why do you think that? It's very narcissistic. All right, let's see if Shorty connects. You got to be an only child with that type of mentality. Miss Meadows, come on, we need that Wi-Fi to connect, love. Deborah, you an only child? He said, hey, now after my only child comment. We dated when we were 16 and reconnected. So did y'all sleep together back then? Or not? That's my dream, by the way. I got a list from high school. The opportunity ever presents itself. Okay, so back then y'all also got it in. All right, well, he needed to see what those adult cheeks was like. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I had a quick question.
Sure.
So I know summer's approaching,
Right.
and just wanted to give some context. I've been working out, being in the gym,
Hey.
just trying to look better. You feel better when you look good.
Right.
So, and with that too, I haven't been on dating apps. I'm choosing this year not to be on it, trying to force myself to go to social settings and actually interact.
There we go.
But then to add to that, I don't drink, or like I recently gave up drinking at social events.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, I went to a rooftop party in Atlanta, and it was interesting. It was an R&B thing, so it was more slow, I guess. But then the DJ wasn't really the best. However, I still tried my best to have fun, but I think because I'm recently not relying on alcohol to loosen up, I tend to be in my head a little bit more.
Right.
And again, like I said, with summer coming up, I'm going to be trying to go to more social events, and I'm noticing that I'm getting more attention and stuff, and I don't know what to do with said attention because I guess I'm just not used to it, but I don't want to fumble it when it is the right person that I'm actually like attracted to. So I wanted advice on said like situation if it does present itself, and like how I can go about it.
You want advice on what situation?
Just more of like how to, I guess, be more like approachable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are people currently approaching you? when you go out?
Yes, yes. I mean, I would say so, yeah, but they're typically usually not the people I'm interested in. So,
Oh, that's the problem. Okay. If people are approaching you, then you are approachable.
mm,
You know you're not approachable if nobody's approaching you, right? So if people are approaching you, that means you're approachable. No, there's no magical uh, solution I can give you to make the men who you're interested in you approach you, right? A lot of times, guys who are super desirable, they don't do a lot of approaching themselves. They kind of play almost like the feminine role. Women often come up to them, DM them, things of that nature. So they kind of just sit back, look pretty, until the woman like is feral enough to engage. So it depends what kind of guys you're talking about. Like, what kind of guys are you into? How would you describe them? Are these like the top of the food chain attractive, or is there more nuance?
I would say I like someone. I'm a yapper, so I would want someone more reserved, I guess.
Okay.
And someone that is more consistent and intentional, like goes after what they want, but then also someone that is obvious with interest. Like, I'm not one to catch like subtleness, so because I would just take it as them just being friendly or polite.
Okay.
Kind of have to be a little bit more direct or like more obvious, I guess.
I don't think you have to. I think I would correct. Appreciate you, Duchess. I would correct that. Like, if a guy's talking to you, especially in a social environment like that, more than likely he has some degree of interest. So, yeah, I wouldn't put that type of pressure on it to where it's like you have to send you a note that says, "Do you like me?" Check yes or no, right? And you gotta be super obvious like that. But you can also what you just said has some kind of contradictory qualities to it. You said you want someone who's reserved, but then also someone who goes after what they want. Two different things. They contradict themselves, right? So what I would suggest is you taking a bit more initiative yourself, especially since you're a yapper. You don't have to go up to men. Like, there's two ways you can approach things. You can approach things in a masculine way or a feminine way, right? The masculine way would be you going up to a guy, telling him how attractive he is and if you can have his number. Feminine way is more indirect. So you are creating an opening for the man to take if he so chooses. So if you look at the movies in the 50s, the women would drop a handkerchief on the ground intentionally. So the man would pick up the handkerchief and return it to the woman and create some sort of conversation, right? When you look at a man or smile at him, right, that is a way of creating an opening. But in 2026 and beyond, there may be a need for a bit more effort in that domain. I have a mod, she's not here, her name is Hannah. She will go up to men and ask them for some sort of favor. That's her way of creating an opening, right? And so if she's at a grocery store or something like that and she sees the guy that she's attracted to, she's on the shorter end, she'll ask the guy to get something from the top shelf for her, right? That's her way of creating an opening. And the assumption is if he has any kind of interest, then he will take advantage of that interaction and then move it to more of a romantic conversation.
Okay.
Right. So
Makes sense.
that's something that is really effective, and it's not something that you have to concern yourself with. You don't have to be concerned with getting rejected because you're not asking for anything. You're being indirect.
Right.
Right. So your ego isn't on the line. Like, if the guy doesn't try to continue the conversation with Hannah, on the surface, she just asked him to get something so she can go on about her day, right? If you went up to him and you asked for his
But can that
number,
work at a social setting though? Like that,
Yeah.
that works in like day-to-day stuff though.
it works if that you go with that specific example. But look at like the principle. The principle is you go up and you just create some sort of opening. There's plenty of ways to do that. You can go out and ask someone to take a picture of you in the social setting, right? A lot of guys, the scariest part on the male end is starting the conversation. It's not having it. It's initiating it. That's the part that freaks a lot of guys out, right? So there's a guy who wants to talk to you, but he's kind of like in his head about approaching, you made that process a lot easier for him by doing the whole Hannah approach. Because now he's
Gotcha.
already in the conversation with you, so it's easier for him to take it further if he wants. You're like,
That makes sense. No,
Go Girl
that's
Fitness just
helpful.
said.
No, thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. Some guys are really shy. They are. And like you said, you want, like, reserved is one of the qualities that you like because you're a yapper, which makes sense because typically two yappers don't work. Like, I'm a yapper through and through. I can't handle it if you're a yapper as well. You just shut that ass up real quick. Let me get some words in. I got to spit some words out as well. You feel me? So I love me a little introvert. Someone that wants to listen. So yeah, give that a try. That'll probably work for you a little bit better. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
No problem, love. You take care.
All right. Bye.
I tried dating other yappers, and I was like, I can't do it, love. You won't stop slapping them gums, baby. I need to go ahead. We gotta, hey, I'm waiting for my turn like it's double dutch. You ever had a conversation, you was waiting, like double dutch, to get up in there? It's like, baby, them ropes moving too fast. I can't jump in. I need my opportunity to jump in so I can get these words off, get these jokes off, get these observations off. You're not giving me the opportunity. I don't like that. I don't like that. Can a guy use the favor opener for a conversation, or what's the best as an opener idea? Can a guy? Is a guy asking this? I can't tell. Yeah, okay. I mean, no, I would not, as a man, I would not use the favor opener. Remember, I said like there's a masculine way to approach, there's a feminine way to approach. So I gave her the feminine way to approach. Now listen, to your point, you can go indirect. It's best to go indirect, bro, if you are in a static environment. So like if you are in an environment where you have to see the person every day, it's like your coworker, right? I wouldn't plainly hit on your coworker. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that. But in those environments where your reputation can take a hit, it might be wise to go indirect. But even in your indirectness, there still needs to be an underlying tension of like, there still needs to be a bit of like flirtation and things of that nature to it. You still have to make the conversation be kind of man to woman, if you catch my drift. Because the risk that you will run is making things too platonic. Yeah, you're gonna have to see him again. You don't want to make it weird. I would only tell guys to go direct in a static environment if you're receiving choosing signals. So like when I'm at the gym, if Shorty's eyeing me down, I'll go direct because she's eyeing me down. So I can tell that like this is probably gonna go well if I shoot, right? She's not eyeing me down, then I'll probably go the indirect route of just creating conversation. What's the feminine way to start a conversation in a social setting? It's the Hannah approach. I'm basically calling it the Hannah approach now, where you kind of can ask for help with something. That's what Hannah does. And when she does it, she actually touches them on the arm. Like she's real smooth with it. She'll touch them on the arm and ask for their help. So she makes it very clear, but also indirect, that she has some degree of interest. Because guys know if a woman touches you, just for my fellas in the chat, women don't touch you by accident. They do not want to give you the wrong impression. So if they find you to be repulsive, they're going to not touch you. They won't even touch you by accident. It will never happen. So if they touch you, it's typically because they have some degree of comfortability around being physical with you. CC here. Yes, let's let her up real quick. CC, got a camera on in the whip.
Hello, hello. Yes, I'm at the library because I need to print out something.
Right.
I don't have a printer at my house.
Shame.
I know, and it's weird. I work for a school, but I'm like, they don't pay for it. But I just came up to do a commercial break.
Cool.
Because you're finally back, and I swear, Marquette, I'm gonna be on you because you cannot have me out here in these TikTok streets. Those that have been following me, they looking for you, and I'm up in a panel arguing with somebody, and I'm like, Marquette is not up in here, y'all. Okay,
oh, they were looking for me in your live?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I can tell people from this live, they follow me because I come up and do the commercials, I think, and then they start following mods, and then it's like, I'm somebody else somewhere else.
Right.
Especially if you don't go live. They'd be like, where's she at? And hey, no, right? You see me out there in the streets, and
right. I was
I'll be
banned.
acting up if I don't have this daily dose. So
that's right. I was banned. I missed y'all too. Being banned, I was like, I was scratching my nail. Like, come on, baby, I need my fix. I gotta go on live.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to be very like conscious of the words that we use from here on out, so that we don't get banned again. So
If you making fun of celebrities, you gotta just stop.
it's a number of things I was doing. It's always the Mark After Dark segment where I have no filter and I just say things. It was a Tyler Perry joke that did me in last time. Tyler Perry joke did me in.
No, before that, it was you were saying something else. So when you stream, this is the fun fact for everybody else. When he streams, he posts it. So you go to the YouTube, you see it get cut off, and he's like, "Oh man."
I forget that I'm streaming. So there's been some streams where I'm just looking at my phone trying to solve the problem for like a good 30 minutes. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm streaming. Let me get off.
Yeah. So we see it, and you be talking mess. So it could be still sometimes what you're talking about.
All right.
I'd be cracking up. But anyways, I came up here to tell you guys we are not even at 50K. It's about to be the first hour. So let's go ahead and tap that screen. Don't forget to grab that daily heart me. That's the orange heart right up at the very top. That orange heart, grab that. And then down at the bottom, it says on my end, we only have 6 shares. So we need to share and repost the live. Can we quickly just share the live at the little arrow down there. Just click it. Either share it to your followers or repost it, or you can do both. Uh-oh. And sorry, my heater is on. I didn't know. Don't forget that he goes live every day. We're gonna try to, make sure he's on his best behavior. Okay, best behavior, so we do not go without this live. 3 days was difficult, y'all. You know it. Thank you guys. I see some reposts going on. Thank you guys. Keep reposting. We're going to get more people in here, more callers. It is kind of slow, but first day back, so we want to get those numbers back up. We want to get people to remember that this live is going on. And then don't forget, grab that daily heart me. There we go. There goes Chi Chi. I can't say the name, but there we go. Just like that. You want to grab that. It helps TikTok know that there's interaction going on just besides the comments that you guys are doing and showing up. We just want to get a little bit more followers, a little bit more people to come in and discover this place. So thank you guys for supporting. Don't forget, it's your first time in, to follow the host. If you have a private account, only host can bring you up. If you have public account, mods will bring you up. I'm definitely in here. I think I saw Eva come in here. So we got some mods in here that'll bring you right up so you can get your question answered right away. Do not be scared. Men, calling all the men, come up. This is your coach. Come up and ask the questions, as ladies definitely want to take the time to learn and get something even more so out of it. So thank you guys. Oh, I think we got a request. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you, CC. All right, who we got next? Okay. See if Buddy comes up real quick. It's looking like his connection isn't working. All right. Feel free to come back up, bro, when your connection improves. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen below with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up. We'll talk about your issue. And also drop your question in the chat, and I will answer it there until we get a caller. All right? What's up, Tessa? Which one of y'all was in CC's live asking her where I was at? Who was the guilty party? As a younger guy, should I talk to more people I'm not romantically interested in to build confidence? Yeah, absolutely. Not to build confidence, to work on your social skills in general, right? A lot of guys, sometimes I get guys who I coach who are trying to learn how to date, but they don't even have basic social skills, meaning they can't go out and just easily make friends, right? Dating skills rest upon the foundation of social skills, getting good at the basics. Okay? So if you are good socially in general, it makes dating that much easier. If you're not good at the basics of socializing, it's going to feel impossible to get better romantically. Okay? Flirt with the world, exactly. But how old are you, bro? You said as a younger guy. How old are you? Do you think you can work on them simultaneously? I think so, for sure. But you definitely got to get the foundation of like social skills down, bro. Like make it a point to talk to somebody daily. The beautiful thing about skills is once you learn them, you have them. Once you learn to ride the bike, you can ride the bike. And you'll always be able to ride the bike. People don't want to put in the initial work. You're probably, I don't know, 20 hours of practice away from being better than 70% of the general population when it comes to socializing. The bar is incredibly low. People do not know how to talk to people. Then once you learn it, you got it. And that's that. New goal is to go out once a week and make a friend or start a convo each time. Right. It's really that simple, man. It's not complicated. Like, when it comes to socializing, you'll learn that most people just don't want to go first. If you can be the person who goes first to initiate the conversation, that's most of the work is done. That's everybody's afraid of being the person to initiate the conversation. Working remotely definitely made my social skills decline. I understand that, Diamond. I need you to get it together because when I come to Philly, I don't need you being awkward. Hi, welcome to Philly. Haha, I watch you on TikTok. I don't need none of that. I'm scared to date because crazy men out there. What crazy men are you talking about? There are crazy guys out there, but you gotta use your discernment. Have you tried dating at all? What's up, Moon? How to find the right person? If I knew the answers to that, love, I would be a billionaire. Have to know yourself. Have a good degree of self-awareness, know what you want in life, and be able to read people in an accurate way. Right? Morgan has been on a strict pro. Is Morgan here, Danny? I haven't seen Morgan pop in. Just sign up on the Christian app. Best of luck to you. I heard they get down that Christian app though. Heard they get down on the Christian app, so just be as wise as serpents. Okay, that's all I'll say. Hello.
Hello.
Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. Need some decorum, love. To come up here with all that noise for. What do you think on Christian app, please? Definitely try it, Anita, but be cautiously optimistic is all I'll say. Cautiously optimistic. If somebody asks you for pictures or if you have a camera down moment, just effectively delete the app. Deflection versus truth, the difference? I don't think I understand the question. Is the difference kind of obvious with that? Yo,
Hey man, how's it going?
what's up, Chief?
Not much, man. I just got a quick question, all right?
Yeah.
So I was dating a woman for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
She lived 30 plus minutes from me.
Okay.
We recently broke up in October of 2025, but she recently moved 5 minutes from me.
Oh, wow.
If you were me, how would you feel and how would you handle that?
Okay. How far was she away from you before?
30 minutes plus, if I had to say.
Okay. And you stayed in the same spot this whole time?
Yes, I'm still currently in the same spot. Yes.
Got you. So you thinking that she may have intentionally tried to get closer?
I don't want to give her that much or give me that much credit.
Okay,
Right? Her
I got you.
grandma does live up the street from me.
Gotcha. Okay, so she has plausible deniability. Oh, how long were y'all together?
A year and a half.
And why'd y'all break up?
She wanted to get married. I wasn't on the same timeline as she was.
Okay. She wanted to get married like immediately?
I would say yes.
Okay. Okay. When you broke up with her, how did she take it?
She was sending long paragraphs. She was saying you're trifling and I was putting in all this work for you to make this work. But so was I, right? So I agree. She wasn't wrong in what she was saying.
Yeah.
But she did take it hard, I would say.
Okay. Her taking it hard gives me more of a mind that is kind of, maybe it wasn't just for you, but I'm sure she probably factored that into her decision.
And you know what? And like I said, I don't want to give me that much credit, right?
Yeah.
But the movie theaters is 5 minutes from me as well.
Okay.
And every time we would go to the movies, she would get there before I do. And every time I get out the car, she says, "You're late again. How did you get to the movies later than I do? And you live closer to the movies than I do."
Okay.
She literally lives behind the movie theater now.
Okay.
So if she knew I lived that close to the movie theater, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying, hey, I'm moving over here for this ex of mine, but she had to know I'm right here, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm assuming she's been over your house, right? Y'all been together for a year and a half.
Of course, yeah.
Okay,
She's been
okay.
over my house many times. And her grandma stay on the same street as me. So that's why I said maybe she moved closer for her grandma. But
Yeah, it's possible. It's really no way of really knowing, bro. I mean, this is really just, I can't give you any kind of certainty. I'm just thinking from like a probabilistic perspective. So the variables that you gave me, you ended the relationship. She wanted to be married. She took the ending of the relationship hard. How old are y'all two?
I'm 25, she's 24.
24. She's young, right? These variables matter, and they point to her making that decision intentionally. But the grandma is the curveball, and there's no way if you're going to know for sure. If it was intentional, then you'll. I mean, over time that'll become more clear. You find yourself just consistently running into one another, right? That kind of stuff. It's probably definitely intentional.
Yeah, and somebody said in that comments, how do I know where she lives at? The movie theater is right next to a Publix. And I go to Publix to get subs, and we ran into each other. And she said, I just moved right up the street. by the movie theater. So that's
Right.
how I figured it out. But at the same time, it does make me cringe, and I'm like, I'm not worried about running into her, but now it's like, why here? She could have moved anywhere here in Atlanta, and she moved right up the street. But
Yeah,
she
it
has the right
could.
to move anywhere, right? She has the right to move
True,
anywhere.
true. It could be. It could be. Does she have like a good idea of your routine? Like even when it comes to Publix, were you someone who goes to Publix a lot?
Like I say, I seldomly go just to get subs. So
Okay,
I'm not shopping in Publix. I'm more of a Walmart shopper,
gotcha. Okay,
but I go to get subs.
gotcha,
So I don't frequent in Publix, but I'm near that area. You know what I
gotcha.
mean?
Okay, that may have been a coincidence then. It like if you were in a situation where you had a certain routine and she just kind of popped in the middle of your routine, that would be more
Oh no.
questionable, right?
Yeah,
Like if
no,
she
it's nothing
joined
like
the
that. No.
gym that you go to, and or you see her in Walmart a lot, right? That would be a lot more questionable. But so far, it's just you have a gut feeling about it, but there's nothing that you can prove. Like you can make the argument that she wants to be within proximity because maybe she's thinking if y'all run into each other enough times, maybe you'll start to rethink things. But that's just speculation at this point. It's not enough data, to be honest.
Nah, I agree wholeheartedly. I just came up here for the advice, man. But
I
hey,
got
I
you.
appreciate you, man. Give me the time, man. Take care, all right?
All right, take care, brother.
Yeah.
All right, what do y'all think? Y'all think she moved there on purpose? Um,
Hey, what's up, bro?
you got to go with all that noise, bro. Light, what's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm doing pretty good.
Good,
Hey,
good.
bro, quick question, huh?
Yeah.
Um, I'm from Africa to be precise, but I'm based in the US.
Mm-hmm.
There's this girl that I like so much. Uh, I'm a Muslim per se. In Islam, we don't date. We don't have relation. We don't date. So when you want someone, you just go ahead and get married to them, right? But I've had this experience before. I broke up with my ex, and now I'm feeling something strong for this girl. I don't know if I should go ahead and get married to her and bring her over to the US, or probably just try to get to know her first before I start putting my money into her.
Okay. Where is she located?
She's in Africa too. She's in Sierra Leone.
Okay, but you're in the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know her before you came to the U.S.?
Yeah, I know her, like, how Christianity is, and people have pastors. So in Islam, is my imam daughter, like our sheikh, the one that used to lead us in prayer, that's her daughter.
Okay.
So I used to pray at the mosque. I used to pray with them at the mosque, so I know her a little bit.
Okay. So, what is your question here?
So I'm trying to see, because I've been through it before. I had a distance relationship with someone back home. We are married a little bit. Islamically, it's called a nikah. It's not something big, but you just call the two families together and then you guys get married. But we break up like, I think 8 months ago. I'm still healing from that. But this girl, she's very modest. She knows how to talk. She's respectful. But it's just that I'm just a little bit scared because of what happened to me the last time. I don't know if I should go ahead and then get married to her and then try to do her paperwork and get her over here, or probably just wait for me to just fully recover from what happened with my last relationship.
How long were you with the previous woman?
It was 5 years.
And how long have y'all been broken up?
Like 8 months.
Okay. Yeah, I would wait. Yeah, I would wait because you're not even close to being over that connection. If y'all were together for 5 years, 8 months is just the beginning of healing from that connection. Okay, you don't want to kind of bring another woman into like that emotional mess. All right.
Alright.
All right, brother. Best luck to you though.
Alright, thank you, man.
All right, LaDonna. LaDonna, are you there? You're muted. . Hi.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just to say you're so handsome.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. All right. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? Abigail?
Yes.
Can I help you with something? Oh, thank you, Cece. What was going on? It's been a weird live so far. Called up for a bucket. Facts. Let's let James up. James,
Hey,
what's
how's it
going on,
going?
man?
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
I just got a quick question, right quick.
Yes, sir.
So, I used to be married or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and like I had met this realtor because I was getting ready to, me and my wife planning on selling the house or whatever, and then we ended up getting a divorce. But I met this realtor, and I remember when I first met her, I was like, damn, this girl sounds pretty cool or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna use her to sell my house, and then I started to notice she would do this stuff where she would like text me and be like, hey, James, whatever. I thought it was, and she would like fake, like, I thought, like, she would always mistake me for somebody else. And I was like, she did it like 3 or 4 times. And I was like, wait a minute, why does she keep doing that? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, she would be like, oh, I thought you were somebody else. And then she'd be like, oh, but you're the other James. So, hey, how have you been? And we'll start having a conversation. I'll be like, wait a minute.
Is this via text?
Huh?
Is this via text?
Text.
Okay.
And I'd be like, I'm not even planning on selling the house right now. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why I thought you were somebody else, whatever, but you're doing good? Yeah, I'm doing good, whatever. 6 months later, same deal.
Mm-hmm.
And like 3 months later, same thing. Like one time she started texting me, had like a full-blown conversation. And I was like, wait a minute. Do you know who, like, she was talking about she went on vacation and stuff. I was like, hey, do you know who this is? Like, oh, I thought you were my cousin. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not your cousin. I'm the guy, you were talking to about selling the house. Oh, okay, but I'm so sorry. But she did that like 4 or 5 times.
Uh-huh.
And then she'd be like, text me out the blue, like, Happy New Year. And it's like January 20th. I'm like, oh, well, Happy New Year to you too. Right?
Yeah.
And then like today she hits me up. Like 7 o'clock. Hey, how's it going, James? How you doing? How you been? I'm like, oh, I'm all right. So then I kind of opened it up and, like, start talking about everything else. I'm like, is this girl trying to get my attention or something? Because it's like, she just randomly, like, it's been going on for like 3 years. Like, every few months.
I mean, so she was talking about selling your house, right?
Yeah, then she kind of went away from that because I told her, I was like, well, I went through a divorce, right? I was like, I went through a divorce, so I'm not even doing that no more or whatever. And then she was like, and she sends like a love, like, she like, how it's in the love emoji when you go through a divorce. I was like, who loves that? And then I was like, then she removed it. She was like, oh, my bad. And I was like, yeah, I'm not selling it right now. Just me and my kids is sitting here in the house, whatever. Oh, okay. But then she keeps like hitting me up all the time. She's not really talking about house anymore. It's like, hey, how are you doing?
So you told her you're not selling it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's been like 3 or 4 years ago.
More than likely, bro. She's just hounding you because she's trying to stay top in mind for when you're ready to sell that house.
Oh, okay.
That's what's going on. She's following up with you. She's trying to. She don't want to make it seem like she's bugging you about selling the house. So she's playing the angle of like accidentally texting you.
I told her, I was like, I'm not even selling anymore. She's still hitting me up. I'm not even selling no more.
Okay.
Me and my wife got divorced, so I'm keeping the house. Me and my kids are staying here.
Okay, so you told her you were not selling? Because before you said that said that you weren't selling it right now.
I told her we went through a divorce, so I'm not selling the house anymore.
Okay.
It's only me and my kids are staying here.
And when did you tell her?
She still be hitting me up.
How long would you tell her that?
Like with 2024.
So 2024, you said I'm no longer selling the house.
Yeah.
Is it possible that she's keeping like talking to you because she has some sort of like interest in you? Yes. It's still more than likely that she's trying to sell your house. That's still more than likely. It's possible both things are happening. But it's more like you, for all you know, bro, she has a spreadsheet of 100 dudes just like you who she sends these messages to. She don't care you say you're not selling your house. All she cares about is you were going to sell it. So I'm going to keep texting you until I figure out if you're going to sell or not, right?
Right.
So
But I told her 2 years ago, I said, I'm done. I'm not gonna sell my house. Me and my wife got divorced, so just me and my kids in the house. Because I told her we're going back. I was going back, back to the West Coast. But I was like, I'm not going there no more. I'm staying here.
yeah, she probably just as easily as you change your mind about selling, you can easily change it about selling it again, right?
Yeah,
So
that's true.
now it's possible. Would you be interested in dealing with her?
Yeah, to sell the house. I don't even know what the girl looked like.
Oh, you never
We had
seen her?
like, I don't even know how I met the girl, but we had like a great conversation when I first met her. I was kind of like, damn, she's kind of cool, like whatever. Next thing she's like, I'm gonna give you my number. You can start texting me. I'm like, oh, okay.
But you have seen her.
No, I've never seen her.
How did you get her number?
I have no idea. I don't remember. I think she called me up out of the blue. You know how realtors are. They find your information.
Okay, well then she hasn't seen you either.
No.
Oh, well then obviously she's not interested in it. This is 100% of realtors.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what was she? What?
But she still hits me up. Like, we're not even talking about, she's not even talking about a house. She's talking about everything else.
I hear you, but that's just her sales strategy, right?
Right.
Like if she's doing cold outreach like that, then I double down on my original answer. If she's doing cold outreach, then she's 100% the type of person to put you in a spreadsheet and then to constantly message you until one of you die. Like some people are sales, like that's like true salesmen is like you follow up until one of you die. When I was in sales, it's something they would say. Like you just keep following up until something changes. And no one says she's good at her job, by the way. I'm not saying the strategy is effective, right?
Right.
But that's her intention, clearly, because y'all haven't met. I was under the assumption y'all met.
No, she was trying to meet. Like, she was like sending text messages, I can't wait to meet you. And then she changed it and she'd be like, oh, you all. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, she's just trying to sell that house, bro.
Okay.
She's just trying.
It's not for sale.
It's going. She's going through some rough times right now. Like, nobody is selling. So she's trying to get that house sold. That's all that's going on right now, bro. She ain't seen you before. There's nothing for her to be. There's no reason for her to be interested in you if y'all not even met.
Right. Yeah. And I wasn't even trying to meet. So I was kind of like, when I'm ready, I'll hit you up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
All right, brother. Take care. James is like, does Shorty want me? Rain, what's going on, bro?
Hey, Coach. Nice to hear from you again. Just thought I'd ask different questions, totally unrelated to the situation discussed before.
Okay.
But this time, I want to ask more about like the attraction, more in terms of attraction. What are your opinions and what answers would you give to these questions? The first question I want to ask is that if attraction can grow over time, was it really absent in the beginning?
No. Yeah, for attraction to grow, there must have been some seed of attraction present.
Okay, so that means something must have intrigued the other person to want to know more about you, like some sense of mystery, what do you mean?
Yeah, or you just weren't like, you were above the threshold in some category, ideally like looks or something like that. Somebody is repulsed by you, they're not even psychologically open to being attracted to you.
Okay, that's true. But what if like let's say they're attracted to you initially, but they show you signs of the opposite, so you kind of like second guess yourself and you kind of stop trying, if that makes sense.
Sometimes that can happen, but that's just you misreading the situation.
Like it's common, right? Like some people like they don't want to show that they're too interested, so
Exactly.
they'll just act like they are repulsed by you. That's
yeah. Yeah. That's why I tell guys to always, in which case
so
you
act
just,
as if you know she's interested, and then as you go along, the signs will reveal if it's true or not.
Because think about it, when you are talking to a woman who you know is interested in you, you're probably more charismatic, probably funnier, you're probably more flirtatious because the knowledge of her being into you puts you kind of at ease, more
It
comfortable.
kind of lets you know. It kind of like it gives you like a good signal to keep going, right?
Right. You're more comfortable because you already know that she is into you. And vice versa. Women are the same way. So you're basically you come across more attractive when you know the person likes you because you're at ease and you can kind of show more of your personality off.
And it's also like you're kind of not trying too hard because you're not like trying to, you're not like putting on a show really, like trying to be fake.
Right. Right. But you also you have to couple that with being grounded in reality simultaneously. What I mean by that is like if you're seeing clear signs that like, well, she's not feeling it, you pick up on that and then you gracefully exit, right? So it's not like, oh, convince yourself that she likes you and then like don't believe any evidence to the contrary. It's like, nope, you initially go in with that belief and then if reality gives you the opposite impression, then you just gracefully bow out.
All right, thanks for the opinions on that. And the second question I want to ask is, it's about mystery, I guess. So I've heard, generally mystery enhances interaction, but is it because of the unknown or is it because it allows the other person to create stories or the story their minds created around it, let's say?
Right. When you have mystery, women can more easily fantasy project. Like when you keep the loop open, normally they fill in the gaps with something that's even more positive than the truth. Right.
Can't that also lead to, sorry, Rob, can't that also lead to like if they were to fill in a story in their minds and let's say like you reveal something and it kind of shatters what they thought initially, can't that allow them to turn?
Sure.
Like,
and that's why I'm
off?
giving you like historically how it's been viewed. What I think is I always try to find the more authentic, healthier way to adapt some of these old school truisms, right? It's true. Did I use truisms in the right context there? I think that felt right. So,
truisms, okay.
So, I don't think you should try to be mysterious. I think that you should share more of yourself as somebody earns more access to you. So think of yourself
like if you're generally more mysterious, if you're generally more of a reserved person, like you're not used to giving much of yourself anyway, and if you try to give more of yourself, you're kind of like, I think someone can kind of tell if you're trying to pushing too much, if you're generally more reserved.
Right. Right. So you want to kind of take that frame where it's like you reveal more of yourself over time. You're not just you want the experience of you to unfold like a novel, not a monologue. Okay? On dates, guys want to give a monologue of like their history, their childhood, their work stuff. You want it to unfold over time like a novel. Like Danny just said, let her discover you over time, right? She can't read the whole novel on the first date. She's going to need multiple dates, multiple experiences with you to keep progressing the novel. So that's kind of what you want the experience to be. You want to also couple that with living a very interesting life, right? I don't share everything about myself on purpose. What if I wanted to date somebody from this live? They watch me all the time. If I shared everything about myself, there will be nothing left to discover.
Then there's no mystery for them. Like they already know what they need to know.
Right. So I hold back some, which is hard for me. Being neurodivergent, ADHD, I have a tendency to want to share everything about myself. I have a tendency to.
So I've heard it's like a spectrum, right?
Right. Right. So I have a tendency to want to give everything up front. Fortunately for me,
without
go ahead.
I said sorry. It means like you want to overshare, but you kind of have to like control yourself to not.
It's hard. It's very hard for me. I've gotten better with it over time, but it's very hard for me. Naturally, I want to tell you everything. Naturally, if you ask me a question, I want to answer your question. Right?
Like especially with you, as you spend so much time on the live speaking to people, giving insights.
Right.
That's a lot of time in the spotlight, I guess. And yeah, like you said, if someone is there watching you every time, subconsciously they're just gaining more information about you.
Right.
So you kind of have to be careful with that.
Exactly. Right. You gotta leave some stuff in the tank to be discovered. So
Yeah. And also about the when you said not to reveal too much about, let's say, the childhood at the start, that's also because you don't want to create a trauma bond initially early on. I have some kind of experience with that where it's like if you don't reveal too much early on and you tell them things down the line, it creates more trust between you two because like you feel more comfortable with telling them, let's say, something really secretive about you that you don't want people to know.
right, right. Yeah, it builds false intimacy. That's not a trauma bond though. Trauma bond is more so like high highs, low lows. I get the confusion because trauma bond sounds like you're sharing something that traumatized you and you bond over it. Makes sense, but no,
Yeah, right.
that's just faux
Because if
intimacy.
you just look at the words, like that's what you would think it means, but if
Yeah,
it's not, then yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So, um, yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah, so generally about the trauma bond, what was the right meaning of it again?
Just
That you
high
said?
highs and low lows. So you get addicted to somebody because they'll have you have experiences with them where it's like exhilarating, but then also very low, and that can become addictive. It's like a roller coaster.
Okay, so you're used to such an emotional roller coaster where it's like you kind of, I wouldn't say rely on them, but you want to keep them for your emotional survival if you're used to, let's say, dopamine spikes.
Right,
If you're used to things going things going south.
right, right. Pretty much.
Okay, and yeah, so about that, so I asked about attraction, but attraction, if it's instant, is it really, would you say it's love first, or is it like to do with potential basically?
Say that again.
Because again, with mystery.
Ask the question again.
So, yeah, sorry, if attraction feels instant, is it love, you'd say, or is it the brain tricking us into valuing potential?
If attraction feels instant, no, that's not real. Typically, um, that could be fantasy projecting. It could be someone, it could be anxiety, like you're subconsciously picking up on something. Like when they say that the feeling of butterflies is really like an alarm signal, it's something that is telling you to avoid that person, but people
Yeah, true.
perceive it.
Because like, if you really want to count on something to work, you have to look at it as it's something where it's like it doesn't really stress you out. It's kind of like easy going. Really, it doesn't get you too worked up. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. 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 I
Okay.
do got to move on, Rayan. But good questions, bro.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I had to ask. It's good to ask the questions. All right. Thank you.
All right, Chief. Take care. All right. Oh, my bad, thinker.
It's okay. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Just under the weather, but recovering from cold.
Mm-hmm.
I was here last time. I wanted to talk to you about like saying I love you to. Well, okay. So we have been dating for 10 months. And we didn't say I love you to each other until recently. So I was on a different life that you had, and I asked you, is that like a problem? And you said that like if I feel it, then to say it first. And I said it to him, and he ended up saying it back to me. So that worked out. But the question that I have for today is, I kind of like brought it up last time too a little bit, but I didn't really ask how to like I guess overcome this. I have trust issues. Like I think like sorry, background noise. But I have like trust issues, and I don't know how to fully trust someone like in a relationship. I've been cheated on in the past. I'm not sure if that's the reason, but I kind of have this thing in the back of my mind that like my partner is being unfaithful or he might betray me, like this fear. I'm scared of like feeling that way consistently just because I feel like I'm gonna sabotage the relationship. And this has been such a good relationship for me. Like even when you talked earlier about not getting butterflies and just everything being easygoing and slow in the beginning, that's how it was. Like I did not get butterflies. He was pretty patient. He's still pretty patient with me. He's a good man. Like I think this is such a good relationship for me, but I I can't trust him for some reason, and I don't know why.
How old are you two?
I am 28. He is 30.
Okay. And how long have y'all been together?
Well, this month it would be 11 months. So.
And he hasn't given you a reason not to trust him?
No, not really, no. I mean, we've had like disagreements here and there, but I think he handled it and I handled it pretty well. He's pretty mature. Like, he got his stuff together. He's very, like, he's not toxic or anything. Like, I experienced a bad relationship in the past, so I couldn't differentiate, like, between the two. That's why it's not making sense to me. It's like, why am I not trusting this guy? Like, I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. When you say you don't trust him, what does that mean? What do you think he's going to do? Like, what's going on in your mind when you feel like you don't trust him?
I just feel like he has someone on the side, or like, he's seeing other women that I don't know about.
Okay. And that's because you've been cheating on once in the past?
Yeah, I was cheated in the past. Like, he was very manipulative and everything. And I think, like, I definitely have that trauma, even though I thought I worked through it. I was in therapy for some time. But this is my, like, second serious relationship after that relationship. So
Right.
I don't, yeah.
So how was the lack of trust impacting your relationship?
I'm not really, I just, like, mistrust him. So, like, I think he may have picked up on it, but I haven't, like, voiced it to him or anything like that. I'm really trying not to let this sabotage the relationship, because he's been pretty consistent, like I said, very respectful. Like, we have great communication. And it just feels like it's the first healthy relationship that I've been in, actually. So I'm trying not to sabotage it. And that's why I'm here, because I'm starting to think, like, it's going to get out of hand if I'm, like, entertaining it in my head at some point.
Right. When did you become aware of this lack of trust?
I think even last time that I was here, which was about maybe 3 weeks ago, I always, like, take my time to trust people. This is not just, like, a relationship, even with, like, friendships and just new people. But I feel like, I don't know, I should not be thinking this way in a sense, because he has not given me a reason to.
But you've been together for 11 months and you became aware of your lack of trust with him 3 weeks ago?
Oh, no. Maybe before that, but I don't have, like, an exact timeline. I thought I was, like, building to, like, trust him, because, again, it takes me time to trust people in general. But I don't know, kind of got worse maybe, like, a month or two ago. I don't have it, like, an exact timeline, but I just kept thinking, oh, like, what if he's, like, playing me or something?
It got worse.
Don't mind me, I'm just...
It got worse, you said, a month or two ago? Did anything significant happen a month or two ago?
I mean, like, not saying I love you to each other was kind of, like, bothering me. And I think, I don't know, like, that's over with, I guess. Like, I said it because I felt it, and he said it back. It was no issue. I guess he was just waiting for me to say it, I guess. I don't know.
Right. And
so I think, like, the fact that it took so long, it was just bothering me.
Okay. So.
Sorry, I feel like I don't make sense right
No,
now.
I'm understanding what you're saying. So, you were in a place where you were saying that he hasn't started loving me yet. So what is this about? You got kind of anxious over that. And then you came on this live. I told you just to say it because you felt it, and you said it, and he immediately said it back to you. But that still didn't mitigate the lack of trust that you felt.
Yeah.
And you said that you were in therapy. Were you in therapy for the lack of trust?
I was in therapy to, I guess, work through what happened in that first relationship. I was very young when I got into it. I was 17. The guy was 7 years older than me, so I was kind of taken advantage of. I ended up getting PTSD from it, but I got like CBT therapy for a few years, on and off. I thought I worked through it, honestly. Like, I felt like I can form like a genuine good relationship with men, and I think I am to an extent, but that idea of someone betraying me is still there. It's like, oh, what if he does the same thing to me? I guess I don't.
So when you were in therapy before, you were single?
Single, yeah. No, I was single for 7 years prior to him. So I had a hard time. Like, I wanted to date here and there during those 7 years, but I couldn't connect with men in the way that I wanted to, because I'm just like, the moment they say something wrong, I just cut it off. So I wasn't able to form a good, genuine relationship. So he was the first to kind of like help me open up in this way a little more.
Right.
And kind of, yeah.
Okay. It sounds like you just were traumatized. That's one of the things, like, I think therapists do a bad job. You're not going to heal from your triggers until you're in a situation to be triggered, right? It's like if we would take an attachment style perspective.
Too, yeah.
We would take like an attachment style perspective.
I definitely feel like, oh, like I healed and I'm over it, but once I'm in this situation, certain things are coming up, and
Right.
I'm using my skills and stuff to navigate them as much as I can, but I feel like trust issue is such a huge thing. Like, if you don't trust them, like, why are you with them, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So
Especially,
I really want to get over this.
especially if you're talking about like PTSD and stuff like that, you might have to just revisit therapy while you're in the relationship
Okay.
to help cultivate a bit more tools and work through it in real time instead of work through like hypothetical situations or just processing the past. Right. Maybe trauma-based therapy, EMDR, if that is applicable, obviously consult with an expert. But like I think it's more helpful when you're actually in the relationship, and then you can kind of apply the tools in real time, not like put them in your back pocket and be like, okay, now when I'm in the relationship, then I'll use these things. It's like, it doesn't seem to be an effective strategy, right? So I would do that because this sounds like you do need like some sort of third party to kind of like hold your hand through the process. Not, you seem psychologically beyond the phase where tips and tricks will help. Does that make sense? Like on this live, you can kind of get tips and tricks and general guidance, but you sound like there's things that has to actually be processed in real time. So yeah, I would look into doing that while being in this relationship, because the best that I can tell you on this live is like try harder. That's not really a sustainable strategy, right? Like if it's been 11 months and you're still having issues with trust and he's not doing anything to make you feel that way, then it's 100% a you problem. And I think, having some outside assistance while being in the situation can definitely help. Okay.
I agree with that. No, totally. Yeah. What would you say in terms of like, should I share how I feel with him, or is this something that I should just work on my own? Because I don't want him to feel like I don't trust him or
Well,
something.
yeah,
like
you can share that. You just share it like lovingly. It's like it's not about him at all. It's not about. It's not. I mean, if because you kind of want to get into that habit, because if you are building a relationship with him and then you also want to like see marriage and stuff down the, in the future.
Yeah.
You kind of want to be open with this kind of stuff, right? Be vulnerable, cultivate a bit of intimacy. But I would let him know it's like it's not about you at all. Like I want this to work so bad that I'm going to seek, more therapy myself so I can kind of work through the issue. And he can probably support you in that. You don't want to be having like therapy appointments in secret.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now he's wondering like, why is she going off on these calls and not telling? She's changing her behavior and she's going off for like an hour, having these secret calls. What is she doing? Right now, he has trust issues. While you're healing your trust issues, he's developing something.
Yeah.
So it's best to just be upfront.
And I kind of told him when we talked about past relationships, like not in details, but that, you know, it wasn't the best relationship and I kind of took time to heal type of thing. I'm just afraid to kind of talk about that relationship to him. I don't know why, but
Because you don't trust
it's
him.
just one of those, yeah.
That's why. It's because you don't trust him.
Don't
That's
trust.
why. That's why you
I
don't
don't
want to.
trust anybody with that. I'm kidding.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, you can
Makes
even
sense.
share that, and like I'm working, and that's something that I work with my therapist on because I want to let you in more, but I'm having a hard time doing it. But I would frame it as like you want him to feel real good about that conversation. You're framing it as like I'm doing this obviously for yourself, but also because I want this relationship to work. You're the only man that I would even consider doing all this work for, right? He's like, yeah. She's going to therapy for me, yeah. So, you know, that actually could help the relationship.
Yeah, no, I could see that. And there were moments when now I'm just like reflecting while we're talking, and there were moments where I kind of shut down. I tend to do that. So I think it has to do with like trust issues and stuff like that. Like if he doesn't respond for 4 hours or something, I'm just kind of like, oh, where did he go?
Right.
But he's pretty good with like, oh, I did this, I did that, and you know, kind of lets me know. Like he seems like a great guy, to be honest with you. Obviously, like time will tell, but I still don't consider like not responding for 4 hours as like a red flag. I think it's like things can happen, you know.
Right.
But for me, like I shut down in those moments, so I think he doesn't understand why, because he's like, oh, I'm letting you know why I didn't respond. So what's the issue? So yeah, I think communicating that might help.
Right.
Kind of like make him understand why that triggers me, I guess. But okay, I'll do that. I think therapy is the only way. I didn't want to go back to that, but I think I have to. Just like triggers me so much. And therapy, I don't know if you've been to therapy before, but like it's very taxing mentally. I always leave therapy very drained, very triggered.
Right.
That's how the work is done though, so it should be fine. Yeah, it's, I don't know. How do you know, I guess, when you've completely healed? Like, is there a way to know? Because I thought
I don't
I
think
healed,
so.
honestly.
Well, that's because you were not in a relationship, right? This is going to be the total test. So it's not about like healing. It's just are you getting better? You know, that's the thing. Okay, are you getting better? Are you more willing to let him in? That's like the metric that I would look at. Are you improving? Are you making progress? Not am I healed? Okay.
Okay, yeah, treat it as a journey, I guess. You're right. Okay, well, I'll do that. I think we'll look for trauma-based therapists and see how that might help. And I might kind of boost his ego, like you said.
That's right.
That was a good one.
The best of luck,
But
love.
no, I always have. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying the best of luck, but definitely keep me posted on how things progress.
No, I definitely will. And I listen to you here as well when I don't come up. So I always appreciate your advice. It's very beneficial for everyone here. So thank you for what you do.
I appreciate you, thank you. You take care, love.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Jira? I'm pronouncing that right?
Hi, how are you, Henry?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Good.
Okay, so just like the previous caller I was on a few weeks ago, you did give me some advice in regards to my situation with my boyfriend. And I'm not sure if you fully remember, but I called in. I was holding a little bit of resentment just because of where I'm at right now in my life, feeling overwhelmed and really not feeling 100% supported by him, and him not taking the initiative to remove some things off of my plate. I had a conversation with him as far as needing, right, some more support and check-ins. When we had the conversation, of course, I didn't come to him like that, but differently. And he kind of took it as if I was basically stating that he couldn't get anything right. So he kind of got a little bit defensive. We talked through that because, right, we usually would kind of talk through our issues or whatnot. So we talked through that, moved forward probably about like a week or two later, we ended up having a disagreement in regards to something that had nothing to do with us, but something to do with mutual friends, and like, you know, just dating situation and just having different perspectives on relationships, women perspectives, men perspectives, so forth. Which it was not. Sorry, that echoing or something.
Okay.
Okay. Which was not the first time that we've had a disagreement like that before. Most of our disagreements is about other folks. And when it comes to like our difference in perspectives and opinions when it comes to like dating relationships, women dating men, agendas, men dating women, so forth. He was heated. He did not speak or act on, right, his emotions at that time, but I knew that he felt the type of way about the conversation, and he ended the conversation. Long story short, we went a week without speaking. He attended an event with my child. He was there, didn't, you know, change, you know, the plans or anything like that. And we just never talked about it. I did go ahead and reach out and was like, you know, after I gave him, I'll say it was about 3-4 days, we went silent. I reached out and basically, you know, asked him to give me a call. We needed to talk because I wanted to talk through it. He did give me a call at that moment, but I wasn't available to speak at that moment, and he never really followed back up. After the event, I did, you know, follow up with him, and I just told him, I just was like, hey, you know, babe, like, I don't want to keep battling, and I did not want to keep the silence between us, and really wanting to figure out a way to fix, right, what we're experiencing. He did make mention that I can't remember exactly what he stated, but he did make mention that I disturbed his peace. And he did speak to, I mean, that's one of the things that really drew him to me, is just my femininity. And he spoke like in certain situations, I can be masculine in like conversations. I don't look at it as being masculine. I look at it as being passionate about what we're talking about. And right, we can agree to disagree. Me still having my opinion, even though I understand and get his point of view and perspective on things as well, it does not mean that my view and my perspective isn't correct. So we had that, you know, I sent him a text message, told him I wanted, you know, to figure it out, work it out, bridge the gap. We've been, you know, together for like 2.5 years, and really wanting to go ahead and, you know, figure it out, fix it. I suggested us going to couples therapy. I didn't think that he was going to be okay with it. Just because of sometimes his perspective as far as, you know, relationship, partnership, marriage kind of thing, but he agreed to it. He stated he was open to doing couples therapy. He did go ahead and make a request that we see both a male and female therapist, which I did go ahead and find. Married Christian therapy couple. And, you know, I gave him all of the information, was like, hey, let me know when you're available, so I can go ahead and schedule. And when I broke down like the times and availability and so forth, because during the week they really don't work for, either one of us. And when I mentioned like a Saturday, he was like, oh, so I have to give up an hour out of my Saturday? And I kind of took it like, and I expressed to him, I said, hey, I understand, your weekends is important to you as my weekends is important to me. I said, however, if this isn't something that you want to do, I completely understand, because I don't want to, I don't want us to be investing money and time into this if we're not really like serious about it, right? Trying to find tools for us to communicate better and for us to get back to a good place. And I think I sent that message last Thursday or Friday, and he just never responded back to it. Like, he didn't. I told him, I gave him all of the details in regards to the therapist, contact information, schedule, links, all of that good stuff, and just was like, hey, let me know what day best works for you, so we can go ahead and get scheduled for our first session. And he just never responded back, and I haven't spoken to him since then. We do attend the same church, so I did see him in church Sunday. We still sit next to each other in our same area section, so forth. My energy was the same. I still, came in, hugged him as usual, right? We still sat, kind of joked around a little bit based off of the sermon, but the energy was definitely different. So I'm just needing some advice. Like, I still plan on doing the therapy regardless if he's there or not, right? But just needing like some guidance. I mean, like, he's pretty much just went silent on me.
Okay, so
And
when you called in last time, what was the answer that I gave you? 'Cause I remember you called in, but I need to remember what I told you.
Right. At that time, I was thinking about just kind of walking away, and you suggested was like, it sounds like he's a great guy. Kind of stick with it. Again, me wanting to walk away was because I wasn't feeling, supported in a relationship. And that night in that disagreement, probably some of that resentment did come out, right? Because I was already feeling overwhelmed.
No, I want you to just focus on what I told you. I need to know that answer so that I can, build upon that foundation. So what specifically did I tell you?
Staying because it sounded like he was a good guy.
I told you more than that. I don't remember specifically what I told you, but I know I told you more than that.
I do remember you saying stay because he is a good guy, and then you did speak about the conversation that I had, and I did explain to you like how I kind of expressed it to you is not how I kind of expressed my needs to him and me needing him to support me more. I didn't communicate it to him how I, kind of conveyed it here on your live, but it was very different. And that was it. And he was like, keep me posted. And I was like, okay. And here I am.
There's more than that. We got the lives recorded, so I'm going to have to go back. Maz, do y'all remember this conversation? I know there was more to it, though. Let's move on. What's the current problem again? Very succinctly, tell me what the current problem is. Like, what led y'all to this situation where y'all are kind of like not speaking?
We had a disagreement about... we had a conversation about relationships, and it's not the first time that this kind of conversation.
That's right. You needed more support all of a sudden. Who just told me that?
Yeah, I said that. That I needed more support.
Yeah, but you were making it seem like he was dropping the ball when it wasn't. He was dropping the ball. He's been showing up the same way he showed up the entire time, but you took on more responsibility, and now you expected more from him. But that's essentially asking more from him. But you framed it as he was not meeting a certain standard, which was confusing to him because he's like, I've been with you for X amount of years, been showing up in this way the entire time. the way I've been showing up has not been a problem until now, and it's only a problem now because you've taken on more responsibility in your world, right? Remember, you were talking about him trying to fix things around the house, which he wasn't doing that before. You know, you were fine handling that responsibility before, but now you wanted him to step into that role and then do all this extra stuff because you were busier at work. So I remember that part. Don't remember what else I told you. I know it wasn't, I know myself, it wasn't as simple as he sounds like a good guy. There was something else I gave you specifically. Wish I knew what it was right now. Okay, so now that we're back on the right track, what is the current problem that's causing y'all not to speak to one another?
So we had a disagreement in regards to someone else's situation, and our views and perspectives differed. And for him, he felt as if I wasn't listening, and I
Okay, let's stop right there. Let's
listening.
get very I remember we had the conversation last time too. Give me specific of what happened. Not we had a disagreement about something. We had different perspectives. No, what do we disagree about? What were the two perspectives? What happened? Very specific. Okay.
Okay, so we was talking about I wouldn't even say a mutual friend, but an associate of mine meeting a guy, and you know, I guess her meeting the guy, and the guy had something going for himself. And that's exactly how I stated it. I was like, you know, he has something going for himself. He didn't have any children, you know, ex-military, so forth, so forth. And he was like, that's the problem with women now. You know, women need to think more than, you know, what the men have going for themselves. It's more so about, you know, who the man is, how the man treats you, how the man, you know, handles you when he's angry with you, and all of these different things.
Right.
Which is correct. But my point was, hey, they're just now going on their first date. He's taking the initiative, planned the whole date, got the itinerary. You know, those are just like, that's what we see first, right? Just like men are attracted to women physically first, right? And then, you know, get to know the woman and who she is, so forth. And for women, I was just expressing to him, hey, she does not have anything to go off of right now. It's just the initial. She met him. He's taking an initiative, right, for the first date. This is what he's doing, and he has something going for himself.
Okay.
So it was a disagreement about that.
Okay.
He felt as if I wasn't listening to his perspective of it, and I understood what he was saying, right? However, you know, my point was still valid as well.
Okay.
So that's where the disagreement came into place, and he became angry about that. But it's not the first time that we've had like disagreements in regards to situations like this. And it's crazy because we rarely have disagreements about us, right? How we communicate, how we show up for each other, so forth.
Hold on one
It's
second.
always about
Let's
someone else.
put a pin in this real second. Based on the conversation we had last time, did you go back to him and talk about your understanding of the last disagreement y'all had about like your expectations?
No, we still have not had a conversation in regards to it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I
Why?
reached out.
Why have you not had a
And
conversation about
yeah,
that?
like, we still have not had a conversation about me and, you know, me asking for, you know, more support in a relationship and or this. And both of them kind of backed up back to back.
No, but I need to
conversation
know.
about-
I need to know why you haven't had a conversation about this.
Because when I brought the conversation to him, like, we haven't really spoken like that. Like, outside of him showing up for my kids, you know, performance.
That doesn't make sense
or
because you
dance.
just had a whole nother fight about other people. So why did y'all not? Because the way that I framed the advice for you would be to you to go and like let him know that you understand how that would make him feel underappreciated, you asking for more, considering that you are now in the season where you're taking on more responsibility. So you're not trying to make him feel or even suggest that what he's doing currently is not enough. It's just that now in the current season, you would appreciate if he helps you out in XYZ way, right? I'm not understanding why you've not had that conversation, and it's not as simple as we haven't talked, because y'all have clearly talked. So it sounds like this has been avoided.
Okay, so let me go back. So
Okay.
the same day that I brought that to him, he made the comment in regards to he was like, I can't get nothing right. I literally went into that conversation. Hey babe, it's not that you can't get anything right. Right now I'm just in this season where, I just need a little bit more support.
No,
I
no, 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 no.
expressed to you
No,
regularly.
you told me that last time me and you talked that he said he can't do anything right, right? We're talking about after me
Right.
and you talked. So after me and you talked, did you have the conversation with him?
Oh no, I didn't.
Why not? That's the question here.
Because we haven't spoken.
You have spoken.
We
You're
didn't
telling
have the
me about
disagreement
the
about
fight.
the other relationship after you and I spoke. It was both of those conversations happened prior to me coming on to the show.
Okay, so this is not a new fight. This is a fight that you had before me and you even spoke.
Correct. And it is still ongoing. Like where we're still not
Why didn't
talking.
you bring this up when we first spoke then?
I did make mention of us having the disagreement about the other people. I did make mention of that. And folks in the comments of who was on that night can go ahead and confirm that also. And we can go back.
Okay, be that as it may, it doesn't. But you're now hyper fixating on this aspect. If this was such a big issue, it's confusing to me why that wasn't brought up in the first conversation, right? You didn't emphasize that. If you did mention it, you mentioned it in passing like it was a minimized problem. But now you're highlighting it as if it's a big issue. This seems to be like a bigger problem than the previous problem you called in about.
Only because, again, right, when we had the disagreement, he didn't speak about, you wasn't listening, or, you're feminine in so many different ways, which draw me to you, right? But when we have these type of conversations, you can be masculine. That's the most that I got out of him. And when I asked him, because I told you I went ahead and, outreached him and was like, hey, can you call me? Can we talk? And he did actually call me that literally like minutes later, but I wasn't in a position to talk at that time because
Okay.
when I text, I said, can you call me later
So when you
for us
said
to discuss it?
when you were going to talk with him, what were you going to say?
Just trying to find a resolution. For one, right, the advice that you provided me, really expressing to him from the first disagreement, right? Hey, look, you're not doing anything wrong.
I
in
think you're
the
bullshitting me. I
relationship.
gotta be honest with you. I think you're bullshitting me. You wanna know how I know you're bullshitting me? Because I asked you what I told you and you couldn't even tell me that. That wasn't even in your memory. You're repeating that back to me because I just told you that's what I said. You did not
No,
remember
but
that I
that's what I
told you
told
that.
him from the very beginning.
No, you did. You
I
did
told
not.
you that.
You didn't. You didn't have that understanding before me and you talked. You didn't have that
I
understanding.
did. I said, when we had the conversation, I expressed to him, babe, you show up for me. I expressed that to you regularly, right? It's just that I'm in this season of my life now where seasons just happen to change and I need more right now. Just more support and just those more check-ins. I expressed that to him that same exact day when he made that comment. I expressed that to him that same exact day.
When me and you spoke, and I
Mm-hmm.
broke down to you that the needs that you currently have were being amplified because of what you are dealing with now. Your response to that was a response of clarity, as if I was telling you something that you were hearing for the first time. So if you were hearing that for the first time,
I apologize. Go ahead.
yeah, if you were hearing that for the first time, you would not have been prepared to have that conversation with him. Meaning you were in the wrong, essentially, is what I'm saying. Let's not beat around the bush. This would be something to apologize over. I don't think you want to, though. I don't think you want to admit guilt. You're wrong in this situation. You were dealing with someone who was showing up in a specific way. You took on more responsibility. You expected him to read your mind and then to fulfill a gap that a need you didn't even request. You were saying how things were broken in the house and that you had to handle it yourself. And you're like, well, I got a man. Why can't my man do it? Right? So you wanted him to just mind read and just know that he has to put on his superhero cape and then do all these extra things, right? You were wrong there. So the way that you rectify it, the way that you solve the issue is to apologize. You would need to apologize in that situation. He's probably triggered by the conversation y'all were having about your friends because he's perceiving the situation as kind of being used in a sense, almost like you're with him in order to kind of like provide certain things. So he's being triggered by that conversation and getting emotionally reactive because he's connecting that to the issue that y'all are currently having. So you don't solve the new issue until you solve the previous one. And you're not prepared to solve the previous one because you want to use therapy speak in the conversation. You want to talk about health and healing and how we can do things better instead of being like, hey, I'm sorry, I was wrong. That's what would actually heal the situation. Not talking about going to couples counseling. That's not necessary here. What's necessary is to be like, I was kind of tripping a little bit. Didn't realize it. I was overwhelmed. Right? I'm human too. I make mistakes like everybody else does. But I was wrong here. I expected you to do more than what you were already doing. I wasn't showing appreciation. I was making you feel like you were dropping the ball when really I just expected more. That's it. That would solve this problem magically. You don't need to hire a specialist.
Okay, but I came to you and I told you during, when I came on your show, I told you, I said, this is the conversation. This is what I told him. You asked me, okay, so you want him to do that for you. How do you show up for him? And
Right.
I went ahead and, explained to you when he's done, things around the house before. And even before that conversation, I had expressed to him, because I do have an adult child as well as a minor child, I was telling him how I was overwhelmed and how, my oldest child, took the initiative to do X, Y, Z, and, just me needing that support. And he understood that, right? And not to say that, like I stated before, he's never done anything, because we've been there for each other, right? But at the same time, right, needing more of him in that support, because I know I expressed to you me graduating, and it was just oh, okay, congratulations, and that was it. Where I'm his biggest cheerleader. He get his promotion. I'm like, hey, we going out to dinner. I need to celebrate you. Congratulations, baby. You know what I'm saying? And really needing that back in return. But again, I did express to him that first time, right? Hey, I don't want you to ever feel like you're not appreciated, because I tell him and I show him regularly how much he is appreciated.
Okay, I hear everything you just said. Now, I just told you apologizing would solve the problem. So I'm curious to know why you're so resistant to it.
Okay.
It's pride. You're prideful about it. You don't want to apologize.
I mean,
So because it will solve. If you truly want to solve the problem, tell me how to solve it. You don't want to. You're not trying to. You want to solve the problem and save face simultaneously. So the real solution is you being like, I understand your perspective, right? I get it, right? You can apologize and then still ask for more support. Both of those things can be true, right? You can also ask for more support because you do need more support right now, right? Not in an entitled way though, because the way that the energy you came initially, it's all coming back to me now, was entitled. Even the word choice, why am I hiring someone if I got a man to do, that's entitlement. So you apologize. That is an act of good faith that gets him to at least hear you out now, because now he doesn't feel attacked. Now he's not on edge. So, you're taking ownership, right? Taking accountability, right? You're apologizing for this. You're actually trying to see things from my perspective. So now let me return the favor and hear your perspective and see what you need from me. And then you share what he needs from you, right? And then he'll likely do it. The way that you described him, he seems like somebody who is more than willing to do the things you asked, just like you're willing to do things that he asked. It's not that you are not pouring into the relationship for yourself. From what you describe, it sounds like you do pour into the relationship, but two things can be true at once. You could pour into the relationship and also be very prideful simultaneously, and you are, because you don't want to apologize. You apologize, though, have that conversation, not in a therapy speak way, This therapy speak shit is messing y'all up. It's y'all hiding y'all flaws by you're speaking like you're healthier than what you really are. That's the issue and my annoyance with therapy speak, and therapists themselves do it. They use their words to signal health when if you could magically look inside their heart, they're still unhealed. It's some Pharisee shit. It annoys me. So you have to just apologize, and then after the apology, then you can move to renegotiation. You do that, my intuition says this problem will magically solve itself, and you probably won't even need to have to talk about the other issue because the other issue is connected to this one.
Right. Yeah, and I take full accountability for my part. I too just feel as though we usually have, like, if we have a disagreement, I do find myself always being the one to have to, be the first person to apologize, or let's fix it, or let's work it out kind of thing, right? Okay. And I too just feel as though, right, in a relationship is give and take. Not to say that he does not give in his ways, but I am the one who usually reconcile. The first two.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily need to do that all the time, but if there's something for you to apologize for, apologizing is not a tit for tat situation. It's not like, well, I apologized last time, so you apologize this time. It's like, no, if there's something you should apologize, you should just apologize for it, right? And if you want to then, after you all heal this situation, move on to that next one, if he doesn't have like a temperament or a leaning towards repair, okay, well then we'll talk about that next time. Let's pick our battles. We don't have to try to solve everything at once. Let's solve the more immediate problem right now. And this is the more immediate problem. Then after this situation is healed and resolved, then you can move on to, if he's in a situation where is in the wrong and he's not apologizing, okay, well then let's talk about that now. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so give that a try. Come back. Let me know how it goes. All right?
Say it one more time.
I said, give that a try. Come back and tell me how it goes, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right, love.
Do. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too. Okay. I'm going to remember her next time, for sure. All right. Who we got? It's 11. Oh, y'all got me up here late. Mindy, what's going on?
Okay, I don't usually do stuff like this, so I just have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Because I don't have a good track record with relationships.
Gotcha.
One, I want to know, why am I the one who always do the pouring in, the lifting up, and all those good things, never get anything in return? And then my second question is, I guess I will be the person in the relationship that seems to have to always wear the pants, and I just want to be feminine, and I just want to be a lady.
Gotcha. Okay. How old are you?
I'm 50, sir.
Okay. And how are you?
Yes, I've had some marriages.
You had some marriages? How many marriages have you had?
3.
3. How long were you in each marriage?
Well, the first one I was very, very young. That was to my kid's father. So that marriage was about 5 years, but we were together 12 years.
Okay.
And the only other longest one would be about 15 years. I was with this person before marriage and after marriage. Even when we divorced, we still got back together.
Okay. And the third marriage?
I don't count it because it was kind of like a marry me so I can get a visa type of thing, but it just wasn't known to myself. I found out and I knowed it immediately.
How long ago was that one?
Maybe 2016, somewhere around there, maybe.
Okay.
The last one was about probably 6 months, I guess. That's the most recent one. That was a couple of years ago.
Did you initiate these divorces, all of them?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. How are you typically finding men?
Just meeting them.
Right.
The last one I met at church, actually.
Okay. Okay. And your question was why you are the one who's pouring into men?
Yes.
Okay. Simple answer. That is a self-esteem issue,
Okay.
right?
I'm here to learn, so
Right,
you
yeah.
let me know.
That's a self-love, self-esteem issue. So if you're getting into situations that are beneath you, it takes two to tango, right? Like sometimes you're not doing this, but sometimes you hear people call them with horror stories, and you can tell by their tone that they want pity, or being the victim is how they get attention. So they have become accustomed to playing the victim card, so they can just get a whole bunch of woe is me, a lot of attention for it. But what they don't realize is that they are actively choosing those situations, right? So you are actively choosing to be with men who treat you poorly or who aren't meeting the standard that you have set. And that is because that is connected to you not really loving and valuing yourself to a high degree. You don't feel like you deserve more than that until things get bad enough to where you actually get divorced. Okay? So that's the core of your issue there.
Could you say that again? I'm sorry.
That's the core of your issue, the self-love, self-respect aspect of things. You start loving yourself to a high degree, you start respecting yourself more, you naturally will stop entertaining certain people. Okay. So that's going to be, even without hearing.
That's good because I've recently went on a self journey to not even mess with entertain men, or at least not the type of men that I'm used to being with, I should say.
Right.
So
how long have you
that, actually.
how long have you been by yourself, like for real by yourself, where you haven't entertained anybody?
Well, right now I can say 2 months because I was entertaining somebody not too long ago, but not like a future type of entertainment.
Got you. You got to be by yourself. Part of this may be loneliness. If you're someone who's afraid of solitude to a certain degree, you'll end up putting up with poor treatment just to end up having somebody. So
I can't take no more poor treatment, so I just think I'm just gonna stay by myself.
Right. Now you don't have to stay that way forever, right? For a season, maybe be by yourself
Feels
and
like
find a
it.
way, because you've been doing things in a particular way for all your life. Once you do things in a different way, you start attracting different types of people. You start choosing differently. You've been choosing the same way for 50 years. And you've experienced enough pain to where now you're starting to self-reflect and be like, okay, what do I need to do differently? Right? You don't need to give up. There's people out there. As long as there's people out there getting in relationships with people they actually want to be with, why can't you have that?
Okay.
Right? If it's possible for someone else, it's possible for you. Right? It's a good mentality to have for life in general. If it's possible for thee, it's possible for me. Right? So, but right now you need to be by yourself. And you have to create a life where you're actually happy by yourself. So that when you decide so being by yourself and creating a life to where you're happy by yourself starts to cultivate a lot of that self-love, self-respect we were talking about, right? Because you're treating yourself as you're finding guys to love you because you're lacking it for yourself. You're outsourcing the love that you should be giving yourself. So you stay alone so that you can start to generate that self-love and self-respect for yourself. So that when you do put yourself back out there, you're coming from a place of strength, not weakness. You're not looking to fill a void. You're not looking for someone to give you something that you don't have. Right? So you can choose something that you want and not just put up with whatever is available.
Okay.
And that's it.
I'm on a journey right now, so I actually can accept that, and that's where I'm at now. So thank you. And I'll continue to watch. Thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. That is a wrap. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, can y'all tell? I'm incredibly tired. But yeah, no more calls. No more calls, but feel free to drop a question in the chat if you feel so